Hello, this is Stockrock, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Kohan 1. And we have just gotten finished with Immortal Sovereign, so this is going to be Ahriman's Gift. Now, it's called Battles for Ahriman in the EU. It was a standalone DLC, which basically means it's the same game with a few extra units, a few extra Kohan, and some additional campaigns. The campaigns are the tutorial, basic tutorial, Ahriman's Gift, which is the main campaign, Quest for Darius, which is about 8 missions long. It's still pretty difficult though, and the enemy within, which is just stupid. You don't trust me. It's dumb. We're gonna play in Ahriman's Gift. If you ever tried to buy this was a full price game for basically the same game over again. If you actually go into the game files, this is called the Advanced Campaign, and you could tell it was meant to be an expansion pack, a DLC. But it's not. It's actually just its own game, and they charged the price for its own game. They're like, well, if you didn't buy Immortal Sovereigns and you're just buying this, you should get paid, charge the full price. Yeah, but it's the same game released twice. All they did was add a few additional voice actors, a few additional units, and a few additional campaigns. And the actual cinematics for this game aren't that great. Even the cinematic just to come onto here wasn't all that great. We're going to play on medium. This is a very, very difficult campaign. Basically same game mechanics. There's a few extra units, we'll talk about them, but this is a difficult campaign. We're going to pick up, if you remember the mission called Escaping the Trap. This is actually playing from the side of Roxana. So this entire campaign you're playing as Roxana Javadan, aka Vashti. Set in the trap, the Kohan leader Darius and half of his troops are trapped in a valley by Mistress Vashti's troops. Vashti must now close the noose around his neck before he escapes. Alright, so these are some of the cinematics here. They aren't really all that cinematic-y.
It is the end of an age on Khaldun. An age that has known naught but peace as far back as mortal...
I can't even hear that. Can you hear that? You know, it's just like me to start this and not actually have it the way I kind of wanted it. I had this at, I believe, 60, right? Sorry. This is really embarrassing. I shouldn't have to do this, anyway. Okay, I wanted this at 65. I wanted the volume at 60 and the sound effects at 60. And the music I also wanted at 60. And the voiceover at 100. I'm not sure which one the actual cinematics are. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Better.
It is the end of an age on Khaldun. An age that has known naught but peace as far back as mortal memories stretch. But now the Kohan that survived the last cataclysm recognize the thunderhead brewing in the distance that portends far more than rain. Those Kohan
that
fallen
sentence
to
was
the
painful.
shadow, often called the Seer, once again stride across Khaldun, sowing terror in their wake. Nations tremble as the Seer depose kings and seize power, while marshalling their forces in preparation for the coming battle. A handful of Kohan have come forth to challenge the Seer in this eternal struggle between the Creator and the Shadow. But the Shadow has a powerful new champion awakened from the Great Dream. Once a stalwart member of the High Council, this champion burns with a jealous passion known only to those seduced by the Shadow. The Shadow's champion
I want to be seduced by the Shadow. That sounds pretty seduceful.
A darkness that creeps into the hearts and lives of men as their world teeters on the brink of
just like all games, the villains here are kind of silly. They just want power. To do what? I don't know. They want power? To do what?
There's much to
power.
do and little time for it. You have betrayed your husband once again and led him into our trap. While those fools are trying to come to terms with their situation, you must prepare the area for their attempt. The local villages must be secured, Outposts must be constructed and indigenous creatures cleared away. Everything must be ready when Darius attempts to break out of his prison and reach the storm port. One thing must be made clear. You are not to engage Darius in combat until he attempts to leave the valley. Engaging his forces too early could jeopardize the entire plan. Do not let any companies move west of the southern outpost that currently guards the valley south of the lake.
Another thing I've talked about the storyline here, every time there's a cataclysm, it says the shadow takes over. But at the beginning, there's been the 7th cataclysm, and everything's peaceful. It's like the bad guys take over, and then everything just sort of dies off, and no one remembers. Anyway, anytime the bad guys win, it just sort of resets it. So when she says...
This area is home to the last known infestation of the wild giant wasps.
When she says they turn or struggle, she's not kidding.
To prevent the Kohan from harvesting their chitin for armor. Our own wasp farms produce more than enough chitin for our own uses. These can be removed without consideration.
I hate it when people say chitin, it's chitin. Also, people want to say phagocytes. It really is phagocyte. Sorry, that's how you say it. Anyway, chitin. Chitin. If you say salmon, I'll punch you. And if you say herb, I will punch you just the same. Okay. Lots more talking.
It is more important that we construct outposts in strategic locations to support the trap. Scouts have marked each spot with a magic rune that should be easy to spot. We must build an outpost on each one of these locations after all local forces nearby have been neutralized. Part of that includes capturing the 2 mortal villages in the area. One can be found to the southwest of here, and another in the far southeast.
Always ready for action.
Very good, Lazarus. I will hold you personally responsible for the success of these preparations. Do not fail me, or you will find yourself in a far worse position than my dear husband, Darius. I cannot believe I was ever so blind to his weakness. I suppose I should thank Ahriman for making it so clear to me.
You have more to thank him for than that. It was Ahriman who freed us all from our blind servitude to the Creator and his sycophantic servants. Without his influence, we would still be like those fools in the valley, ready to throw away our lives in a lost cause. Your strength derives from his influence. Yes, you have much to be thankful for.
Do not tell me what I'm thankful for, Lazarus. I will be sitting at the right hand of the Dark Master when all is said and done. I will rule Khaldun. Ahriman may shape it to his liking, but it will be I who the mortals, and the Kohan as well, will bow before in homage. Darius was worthless as the head of the Great Council, always deferring to popular opinion and his trusted advisors. I will show him what true leadership is. Now go. We have wasted enough words. It is time to close this trap.
So there's a lot of talking in this, so you might have just realized that. And basically, like I said, that this is Roxana Javadan, and she was the former wife of the husband, Darius. She started the first cataclysm by killing Darius. But a cataclysm just kind of destroys this world, the world of Khaldun.
Before we put the locals' homes to the torch, we found papers indicating the recent discovery of ruins west of the village. We should dispatch a company to investigate them.
Always
in the name of the dark side, yeah.
At the ready.
Okay, one of our objectives is just to build outposts and all these things. Money! Ruins always contain money. You probably learned that about that in school sometime. Ruins equals money.
At the ready.
Alright, let's just call you guys Group 1. Anyway, so Roxana wants to rule Khaldun once some evil guy takes it over. Why she ever thinks he would share power, I don't know. It's like when some guy says, hey, let's kill this guy, take his money, and I'll split it between you and me. It's like, well, how could you possibly trust him? He just wants to kill somebody, you know, it's hardly a winning combination.
I am on it for the Dark Master. I am on it.
This is a tutorial mission just to get you sort of introduced.
Both of the independent villages are now under Sia control, Mistress. The Kohan will have to lay siege to them now to gain sanctuary.
Oh, see? You didn't know that, did you? Anyway. I'm actually going to go ahead and upgrade these to masonry guilds, that way they can sort of repair themselves.
I am on it for the Dark Master.
You gotta kill all the wasps here. Wasps are just like the Rakshas from the previous game. They spawn really quickly, and you can level up. This mission is actually this entire campaign is a prequel, but this mission takes place after the mission you're about to play. So this is after everything you've already done, so as soon as this mission is done, you will go back to when you first awaken as a Kohan. So that having been said, nothing you do in this mission matters. It is an introductory mission, and that's it. There's another little thing. I think that's the last of these guys. Last of the wasps. So it doesn't help to level up any of your heroes here. I'm pressing shift to do waypoints, just to reveal parts of the map. Let's go ahead and have these guys build that outpost here. And the enemy isn't going to attack you, so there's really no reason to do anything else.
As you wish. As you wish. As you wish.
As you wish. As you wish.
As you wish.
Okay.
At the ready.
I like fast forwarding a lot, so you're going to see me fast forward and slow down. If you're just joining me from the last mission, you already know that. You know I do lots of fast forwarding and slowing of the down.
Have been constructed in their required positions, Mistress. Should the Kohan army break through our front line, they will find they have nowhere to go.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. And I think that's it. Okay, so yeah, so the last thing we need to do is kill the last of the wasps, and there it is right there. Whee! Should be it. Any more wasps? I don't see any more wasps. I can't go west of Skortorg's Tower.
At the ready.
I
serve the Dark
I press 1, that I can double press 1 to get them to focus on my team there.
I am on it.
Does anybody else see any wasps nests? I guess there must be some on the side of the map. Masonry Guild has not been built there.
Ready for action. I am on it for the Dark Master. I am on it.
Okay, I think there's one. Yeah, there's one more right here. If my memory serves me correct, and there it is.
Everything is prepared, my mistress. All of our tasks have been performed successfully, and the Kohan army is just now beginning to stir from their camp.
Let's keep playing. I think once you're here, it kind of locks your completion status, so you can't lose the mission. And since it doesn't matter what happens, we can just go west.
For the Dark Master.
West. West.
You were ordered not to engage the Kohan forces until they reach the outpost guarding the pass. This has given them an opening to escape they previously did not enjoy. Their bungling has potentially cost us everything. You will return to the Isle of the Ancients and beg for forgiveness from the Dark Master.
You know, and you never see the Dark Master, do you? Just to go and ruin some of this for you. You never actually see the Dark Master.
I am on it. I am on it.
In fact, everything you do is you, right? I know that sounds weird, but everything that gets accomplished is because of what you, yourself, have done. Oh no, we're dead. Am I dead? I'm not dead. Anyway, so anyway, that it's kind of silly to say that, because every time there's a bad guy, it's like, yes, I get the rule of the galaxy, like in Star Wars. Yeah, but you're a shriveled old man who's not going to get many women. I mean, power is utility. You know, what are you going to use that power for? You can't just say, I'll rule over them all. Well, what can you do with that power? You know, not much except to make people fear you. I don't know. There's tons and tons of enemies, and they always have some silly motivation besides in wealth. And wealth doesn't make you a bad person unless you're not being capitalistic. If you're being capitalistic, you want people's money by fair exchange. You know, you want them to buy your product, and you want to satisfy their desires. It's only when you want an army to kill somebody to get this or that. It's just unknown what these people want. They just want to rule this dirt ball of a planet and turn it from this nice green stuff to this icky volcanic stuff. Why? I don't know. They want to... And it must be weird living... See, this city, they talk about how it flows and follows the order of the hills. And these cities are just like... Half of their people are just undead. Like, why would you want that? Anyway. Basically, being a Sia Kohan means being an emo. You probably knew that, though.
All the plans I have so carefully tended are now beginning to bear fruit. Darius is trapped and his reinforcements cannot land
She
so long
looks so
as
happy.
we hold the port.
Happy lady.
I shall have his amulet in my possession before the day is out. I will personally bring it before Ahriman and demand to be placed above all other Sia lords. He cannot refuse me so long as I possess Darius's amulet. The other lords will bow before me, and Khaldun shall be mine alone. It is hard to believe that this has come so quickly after sleeping for so long. A scant few months have passed since that hooded creature brought me back. That act alone spared his life. Yet the fool believes I am a humble servant of Ahriman, and he has worked to make me so. For that I will make him suffer, along with all those who opposed my rise to glory. I do not forget easily, and to forgive is simply not in my nature. I remember too well all that have crossed my path since my reawakening.
So she has the typical emo thing, the dark hair, eyeliner, purple lips, thingy, choke color, I don't know. It sounds like I'm being pretty mean on this game. It's actually a challenging game, and the mechanics work well on this to show it off, but you're not going to feel very sympathetic for Roxana. And in the next mission, if you listen to the music, it's just sort of somber, and you just get this feeling like she's kind of hollow inside, and she's doing this for no good reason at all, except just to be hollow even more. Anyway, I guess that's one of the good things about it. It also matches the winter of our next mission, but you're gonna have to wait because I'm not gonna talk about that just yet. Actually, do I have time to actually show anything off? No, I don't. Sometime I'm gonna show up the website, and I don't think I can show off this because I don't think Steam allows me to do a overlay on this game. Maybe next time. Thanks for joining me. This is Will House Darkrook, and this has been my Let's Play of Kohan 1. I hope you'll join me next time, and have a nice night.